First punt for the Irish, and James Rendell, 24-year-old from Australia, makes his college football and American football debut. He wanted to get it off just quickly. It's kind of a knuckleball, not very pretty, but it's going to get a decent roll down to the 37. Imagine his heart rate. He played Aussie football, but he's brand new to this sport. In the portal, you got to look at 50 schools film to really get a beat on your opponents. It's true.
Especially these first couple weeks.
Rendell drops the point and boots it high. Bussey will field it at the 8, makes a couple guys miss, and spins down at the 17-yard line. You don't make it, you're giving the A&M great field position with a chance to take the lead before halftime. Rendell just kicks it high and very short with backspin, and it's going to bounce. So you want to get out of the way of that if you're an Aggie. They came close to touching it. It's down the 10-yard line. So Rendell has been solid in his American football debut to boot it away. It's a low kick. Bussey's got a shot from the 26. And he'll be dropped at the 35. 10-yard return after a 47-yard boot.
For the Huskies to grab some little better field position than they had on their opening drive. That was a big loss, so he fields it. Dane Partridge does at the 45-yard line. Yeah, so the Irish forced a punt. James Rendell, who came over from Australia to be the Notre Dame punter, is a directional to put it right in the breadbasket. Rendell now forced a punt for the Irish, and this one just short punt. And it gets a bounce for Notre Dame down to the 12-yard line.
Patterns develop. Good job by the Huskies getting off the field.
There's James Rendell, who just dials up a number of punts from all sorts of trajectories. This one, a low fire down to the 40-yard line.
They've been out of sync throwing the ball from the pocket all day long.
There's the punt by Rendell. And Partridge is able to field it at about the 21. Reverses his field and maintains his balance. And
Ball's
then
out.
gets brought down. The ball is out. Scramble for it. Just inside the 30.
Could have made the argument.
You're right, though. That could have been either
Could
way.
have been.
Yep. Here's the kick. Thieneman calls fair catch. He's run into, and let's see if it was his own man. He didn't touch the ball, I don't think. So it's going to be Purdue ball around the 42-yard line, I believe. We'll wait and see.
It looked like Dillon was pretty sure the ball did not touch him. Yes, he was right. But dangerous.
It was his own guy that was blocked into him. So it'll be Purdue.
You don't want to take a chance like that. Punt it.
So Rendell the punt. And fair catch taken around the 38-yard line by Thieneman.
Table now. And, you know, instead of just 4 teams, there's, you know, it's more chances for more teams.
And they'll clear everybody out of the way on a fair catch.
And Miami, Ohio has a chance to pick up some good field position here, as it is James Rendell who has been struggling a bit as the punter for Notre Dame. This one is a good one. Gets it to turn over and drives Cade McDonald all the way back to the 36-yard line. So a good punt at that time. But a couple of early turnovers by both the Irish and the
Red. Getting these guys playing the right way. And Notre Dame struggling to find their identity on the offensive side of the football.
Last time Rendell kicked out of his own end zone, he put up a beauty, a 53-yarder. This is another good one. He's been inconsistent, but he drives Cade McDonald back. McDonald is elusive, and he gives Miami good field position all the way up to about the 48-yard line to begin this latest.
Off the field by Miami.
So it's James Rendell with another good punt here. He's had punts of 53, 54, and Cade McDonald comes in to make the catch, but there's a flag down. But getting to this point in the game where Miami has to put something together here, Rendell's punt sailing McDonald's way, calls for the fair catch, and Miami will begin deep at its own 10 to try to make this a little closer after a 44-yard punt by Rendell.
The sideline, first punt for Notre Dame of the afternoon. High end over end, caught inside the 4 and making it out to the 5-yard line. is Isaac Brown. Active afternoon so far for the freshman running back. Early in the second quarter, Fighting Irish lead by 7. Drive set the table for 4th and 18 here. Punt away to Amari Huggins-Bruce. And he just lets that one roll inside the 20-yard line. Staying dangerously close if you're on the Louisville side there. 3 consecutive incompletions now for Leonard. And Notre Dame's punt is away. Amari Huggins-Bruce from the 5-yard line steps up to the 8. Tyler Shuck, Jeff Brom have their work cut out for him now inside the 10. Rather than any of the tailbacks for Notre Dame. James Rendell had some pressure, gets off the high end over end punt. And the punt is returned to the 45-yard line. Amari Huggins-Bruce, so good field position from the 45 for
This with 4th and 22. Tiger Bachmeier back to receive the James Rendell punt. This one angled toward the right sideline. And that is where Stanford will begin its first series of this one.
There's a lot of athleticism to this linebacker group.
So what kind of field position Georgia Tech gets for their first opportunity, and that punt handled by Stockton at about the 15-yard line. Bailey Stockton goes down at the 20. So now we will see.
Tough for Georgia Tech to start in their own territory and drive the ball the length of the field without explosive plays.
Only the second punt for James Rendell, and this one is going to work out for Georgia Tech. He does not get it inside the 20-yard line. Spins it back to the 22.
Well designed and well played by the Navy defense.
So here's the first punt for James Rendell after Navy just punted for the first time. And it's muffed. Another Navy mistake. This one by Isaiah Bryant. Irish believe they have it. It's right in front of their sideline. Bryant would have been better off just getting away from that. It was a spinning nose-up kick. Hard to catch, and Bryant didn't catch it. They hadn't committed a turnover in the last 5 games. They've had 3.
A little bit of bad blood, huh?
Howard Cross.
Understandable.
His dad played nearby in the old stadium for the Giants. And almost another problem. There is a problem on the punt. This time it's Heidenreich. Earlier, Isaiah Bryant muffed a punt, which Notre Dame recovered. He also had trouble with a kickoff, so they gave him the hook. They put Heidenreich back there, and now he's lost it. Just the 3rd punt of the game, the 2nd by Notre Dame by James Rendell.
I mean, the mistakes are just contagious as Heidenreich never really secures possession. Ball's moving all the way through. It gets contacted by a Notre Dame defender. And just the mistakes. Navy just can't seem to get out of their own way. I mean, when their best players are making mistakes like this, it's going to be impossible to be competitive against one of the
insane grabs over the years. So first punt of the game will be the Australian James Rendell, sending it to the freshman Lawayne McCoy. McCoy, dangerous, hasn't busted one yet. Lets this one bounce, and it takes a Notre Dame bounce just shy of the 30. Will be downed at the 32. 41-yard punt from the Aussie with 4:21 to go. Opponents by 31.3 points per game. Another punt with Rendell back inside his own 5. Line drive kicked, and McCoy brings it in at the 40. Looked like he called for the fair catch, and exactly that. So they'll mark him just in front of that 40-yard line field, and now they'll look to pin FSU back deep in their territory. Lawayne McCoy back to receive, and makes the catch. Will look to return. McCoy evades 2. And McCoy will get it across the 15. That's nice work by the freshman as the ball did come out, but he was ruled down by contact. 39-yard punt, 7-yard return. Jack Kaiser got down there.
3 and out. First time in this game they've kind of settled down. When they get this opportunity coming back the other way, they just got to get into some rhythm.
James Rendell with a beautiful punt, driving Ethan Davies way back, and he finally gets forward momentum going at the 10, but that's where Notre Dame meets him. Great punt by Rendell. 58-yarder for him to drive UVA back here. to try to get something going offensively. Well, let's take a game break. And punt. Rendell's punt, first one was a boomer of 64 yards. He's just trying to pin UVA back here, so he kind of spins it back. And a fair catch is caught there by Davies.
Protector and as a receiver for Notre Dame.
Notre Dame going to punt it forth in a long 3. Rendell spins it to Ethan Davies. Davies makes a couple miss, but that will set up UVA at the 17-yard line. UVA, he had the interception that sealed the deal at Pitt in the upset last week. So after the 4th straight 3-and-out series from Notre Dame, the ball gets loose in it at the 15-yard line. There's a scramble for it. That was Ethan Davies grabbing it back, it appeared. But that came close to a big-time turnover.
The courage, the minus 28-yard line to call that play. I still think we're going to see it all across football the next few weeks.
Well, this time, Rendell will put it away to Ethan Davies. And Davies is met, still on his feet. Ball is loose. They got Max Hurleman in the fray there, 37. He's always a part of these special teams.
He sure is.
Scrums. Virginia ball, they say, after all of that.
Change a game in the bat of an eye. Of course, they ran a fake punt on that 4th and 9 earlier, so they haven't punted until now. Zachariah camps under it at the 48. Little bit of a stumble and gets back to the 45.
Yeah, more of a duck and go than a stumble. I mean, that was very aggressive. Good.
Back waiting. Back-to-back punts for Notre Dame. High arching kick. Branch has to back up all the way to the 13-yard line. Heading for the sideline. Only got about 3 on the return.
It was a great punt.
Great punt.
First punt of the night for James Rendell. He got it off quickly. Line drive kick with some pressure coming at him. And the Irish will down it just shy of the 35-yard line. First 3-and-out of the night for Notre Dame. James Rendell, the punter. Short, fair catch signaled by Miles Price. And Indiana will start at its own 12-yard line after a 31-yard punt. James Rendell is the Notre Dame punter. From Melbourne, Australia, that's a boomer. And Malachi Starks fielded it at the 19-yard line. 53-yard punt.
Sure that they can avoid those long yardage pass rushers.
Rendell, low spinning kick this time, takes a great bounce for the Irish for a bit. He'll be down near the 22. Lucky it wasn't intercepted. He just kind of blindly threw it into a crowd with 3 Bulldogs nearby. It's been one of the biggest factors of this game, a +2 in the turnover margin for the Irish. Rendell, Evans on the punt return. And Georgia will start at the 38, 45-yard punt and a 6-yard return. Well, they ran 9 plays after Georgia jumped offside. They took 5:17 off the clock. 4th and 8, James Rendell. And takes a Georgia bounce back toward the 20-yard line. 1 fake field goal. James Rendell from Melbourne, Australia is the punter. Zion Tracy back deep at his own 9-yard line. Tracy makes the fair catch at the 2.
Downfield, because this stuff inside of 5 yards is not going to be effective against a group that's this talented defensively.
James Rendell the punt. Zion Tracy, fair catch this time at the 10-yard line. 41-yard punt. James Rendell to punt. They came after him, put some pressure on Zion Tracy. No fair catch, and he got flattened right on the catch. Luke Talich, special team standout for Notre Dame. With Rendell punting and Tracy on his 10-yard line. Penn State has a couple of timeouts left. Tracy, fair catch, 15-yard line.
Burt the pass.
James Rendell, one of two Aussie punters in the game. They're good buddies. Set to kick it away, and Caleb Downs, athletic safety, is the returner at the 40. Rendell on the move, drives Downs back inside the 35. That's a good punt of 46 yards. There is a flag down. So we'll check that first. Alert, but that was not how that play was drawn up. So back-to-back 3-and-outs after the 18-play drive. That's the longest drive in championship game history. Buckeye defense has responded since then. That's good coverage. Brandon Ennis, the returner, is driven back. And then a great special teams tackle by Jordan Faison.